Luisteraars, kijkers ook, alhoewel dit niet via video wordt opgenomen. Dit is Bloedsport 1 op 1, waar ik in gesprek ga met personen uit de vechtsportwereld. Of in ieder geval die nauw verwantschap hebben met de vechtsportwereld. En in deze 15e aflevering heb ik Donovan in de aflevering. Dat is een van de oprichters van LFL, Levels Fight League. Een MMA-organisatie gebaseerd in Nederland, die vorig jaar in eind mei hun eerste event hebben gehad. Ik ben een verwend volger van de organisatie al sinds dag 1, dus ik dacht laten we een moment pakken om in het gesprek te gaan met Donovan. Donovan, welcome in the show and appreciate for you coming in the show and are willing to do this.
Great, thanks for having me. No problem.
I want to also pronounce your last name, but it's hard to pronounce. And I want to ask you, how do you pronounce your last name, Donovan?
Oh, you go first. Tell me what you
that's Donovan Panayiotis? Panayiotis?
Okay.
It's hard, man. Huh?
Panayiotis.
Okay. Where does the name come from, Donovan?
So I have my mother's name. My mum's half Greek, half English.
Okay.
So I took her name.
Nice.
My dad's from the Caribbean, so I'm like light skinned, but I have my mum's name, so that's
nice.
That's where I get the best. Yeah.
The best of both worlds. And did you grow up in England, Great Britain?
Yeah, UK. I was born in Birmingham, UK.
Okay.
And yes, I lived there till I was probably in my 20s, and then just got tired of the place and did a bit of traveling around the world. And obviously, I was competing in MMA and jiu-jitsu myself, so
nice.
I sort of a bit dedicated to you want to go to like the source of things. So I was in Brazil for some time, and actually, it's how I ended that story about I ended up coming to Holland. Was to improve my kickboxing. So
that's nice. That's nice. Where did you go to improve your kickboxing in the Netherlands?
The first place I lived on the Marnixstraat. I don't know if you know Amsterdam well.
I know that. I know the street. I'm not very familiar, but that's a very familiar, famous street in Amsterdam. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I moved there. That was the first place I moved. So I ended up, when you're in sort of a new country, you kind of just do as the people there do. So I got myself a bike, a fiets.
Yeah, the fiets. Yeah.
And, there was the closest gym to me was Majiro Gym.
Okay.
So I actually started kickboxing there, and then met somebody there who told me I should go to Vosh Gym.
Okay.
I trained with Elite for probably I think a year. I was there.
Okay.
And a little bit of time at Mike's, Melvin Manhoef's. Obviously, I spent a lot of time at Melvin's gym in Hoofddorp.
Nice.
So I kind of just bounced around a little bit, and Lucian Caribbean and Slota. I was there for probably a year. Amazing coach.
Nice.
And so pretty much I got a good feel of the Dutch kickboxing. From what I would say is most of the greats. Yes, I would say.
It's nice to hear, man. Which martial arts did you start in combat sport when you started? And BJJ, kickboxing, or?
No, I in England, like you guys here, you guys kickbox, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a national sport.
True.
In the UK, we're geared more towards like Western boxing. Like Floyd Mayweather.
Yes.
Just the hands. So from school age, I was just boxing basically.
Nice.
And I moved into jiu-jitsu, and then kind of from jiu-jitsu, I started to wrestle a little bit, but not so much, and then obviously I ended up over here learning to kickbox. So
nice.
Kickboxing the last thing that I got around to doing. Yeah,
nice. Because I saw at the previous LFL event, you did some wrestling, I think, with Bart in the cage, or not?
Yeah,
I remember
but,
that because I was leaving. That I was told you before we started the show that I was at the LFL4, but I didn't know that you was Donovan, so we didn't speak. But I remember that you also did some grappling with Bart in the cage after the show. I can remember. Yeah.
Bart is a big lad, you know. He's a big man, so he likes to kind of put a little bit of pressure on you every now and again. So
Yeah.
we mess around. We're good friends as well as partners. So
Yeah.
you know, we joke a lot as well, you know. So
He's
luckily
also
there was no real fights in the cage. Otherwise, we'd have got our asses handed to us.
but he's also a business partner of you in LFL, right?
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been friends a long time. Few mutual friends,
Nice.
and yeah, we just sort of our girlfriends at the time were friends, and we used to go out a lot together, and we kind of got to know each other first as friends.
Nice.
And yeah, how LFL came about, I don't know if you mind me jumping into that.
Yeah, that's definitely the next question. Where did it all started? And the first idea, where did you came up, or where did you and your friends or your colleagues came up with to start LFL, Donovan?
Yeah, so I don't know if you know, I'm actually a coach. I have a gym here called Fight IQ.
Oh, that's your gym, Donovan.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I know the gym. It's Amsterdam. Yeah, okay, check. It's good to know.
Sorry, my daughter just walked in.
No problem.
Yeah, so after I finished fighting, I a lot of people asked me to teach them, yada yada. So I ended up teaching a lot of guys, and ended up starting a gym, and it goes pretty well. So initially I was coaching guys, and I did a few smaller shows. Also some jiu-jitsu shows. I have quite a lot of connections in Canada and America, and
nice.
When I invite those guys over, they would come over and also compete and teach in the gym. So it made sense to, do an event. So tried a few smaller events. I also helped do the MMA and jiu-jitsu at one of, I don't know if you know, what's it called? I can't remember the name now. The one in Oakmere with Mo. Fight fans?
Fight fans?
Yeah.
That's a gym?
No, Fight Fans it's a show in Oakmere, Amsterdam.
I know. I don't know it, Donovan. I don't know it.
Yeah, it's not a small show. It's a good show. It's a really good show.
Okay.
But anyway, he specialized in kickboxing, and he asked me if I wanted to help out, so I did the MMA and the jiu-jitsu for that event.
Okay, nice.
And so I kind of did a few smaller ones. And anyway, I was talking to Bart one time, and he was kind of like, I'm like, look, I think there's a gap in the market here.
Yeah.
To kind of help out the guys and keep them busy in Holland.
Yes.
And it was just the Corona time. It was Corona just before the Corona actually. But we were kind of affected by the COVID. So anyway, we were talking one day, and I was like, I've got a bunch of guys here, can't get fights. I also struggled to get fights in Holland while I was competing here.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm he's in IT.
Check.
And he's done a great job, and the business kind of runs itself. So it's kind of like, listen, I'm a little bit bored here. I'm got nothing to do. What do you say? Yeah, he says, put a good business plan together, and let's sit down and see if this thing can actually, get it out of your head and into reality. And I made a bit of a business plan. He tweaked it here and there, and then we decided to go for it. And a few months later, we were planning the first event. And that was pretty much the way it began.
Nice, man. And that was last May 2021. End of May was the first event, right?
Yes.
And how long did yeah?
Sorry, yeah.
How long did it took from the first idea until the first event?
Well, I think we planned the first one for the November in the previous year.
2020.
But then obviously, yeah, when COVID came,
Check.
we had to kind of postpone a little bit. Obviously, everybody did
Yeah,
because of the rules. Nobody could do anything. So we missed that first one, but in the end, it gave us more time to plan. And yeah, in the end, we did the first one. I think May 21st. I think it was May 27th.
Yeah. To May 3rd. I can see it. May 30th of May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it took maybe 4 or 5 months, something like that.
4 or 5 months only. Okay. But how does it work, Donovan? If you want to start an MMA organization, it has regulation, right? You cannot not start an MMA organization. Can you give us a short? How does it work? Can you tell us about it in short?
Of course. Yeah. Yes. So because I've done the other ones before, you have to have some experience prior to starting the event.
Yeah.
Then you have to do like I think it's a bebop, where you basically get we call like a screening, and you would say here, but they look into you, make sure that your past is okay and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of the gemeente.
Yeah.
That was okay, and then you apply for a license.
Check.
And luckily, I got a license.
Okay.
And you just have to put your plan application with the gemeente for each individual event. You need like a whole plan in case anything happens, basically. And they say yes or no, and from there, that's it basically. Once you've got your license
and which authority give you the license in the Netherlands, Donovan? For me, I'm just an MMA fan and boxing fan, also kickboxing. But which authority is that in the Netherlands? Vechtsportautoriteiten?
Yeah.
Okay, check.
WTMA gives me my direct license.
Nice.
And the Vechtsport Authority, they actually came to the first few events and they loved it.
Okay, that's good to hear. But yeah, you also have to have good contact with that kind of organization, I think. Like we all know, Glory has some problems also with giving events now in the Netherlands because, for example, the doping authorities and the doping regulations, I think. But how does that work for a starting organization, Donovan? Because I can imagine, it's hard to put for a young organization to put in regulation and rules for example, doping controle, zo gezegd. Are they in place? Do they test in the Netherlands, for example, Donovan?
Yeah. So what makes it a bit easier is those systems are already in place. So you kind of you come in as an organization underneath those things, and just like I gave there's like a list of things you have to do.
Okay.
If you comply with those things, it's quite straightforward. I think it only gets complicated if you chose not to.
Okay, yeah.
So
exactly.
The rules are laid out. If you follow the rules, you're good. And I know Glyn Houseman from WTMA. He's always a big help. So luckily I can go to him with any questions like this, and he's always he's a great guy. He's always the first to help you out. So
that's good. You already mentioned your OGIB, Fight IQ. Are you doing this by yourself, Donovan? Do you have also other coaches who help you to run the gym?
Yeah, of course.
I saw Regian Ursel, I think, also give training there, or I saw him also. Okay, check. So you got some good high level guys over there, Donovan.
Yeah, he's awesome, and he's got some time off. He's just had another baby as well. So,
okay.
That's him, and obviously the amazing win he just had. But from in my experience of MMA, I'm a good coach.
Okay.
But you can't do everything. If I try to sort of teach every aspect of MMA, I believe my guys are going to suffer, because, I could never explain the martial art of kickboxing to them as well as Reiki could, let's say.
Yeah, true.
Or if you have like a high level jiu-jitsu black belt, that's all they're doing all day.
Specialism, yeah.
These the martial arts, you kind of have to forever evolving. So if you don't have the time to be 100% watching every martial art evolve, your guys are going to be missing out, you know. So I
True.
just, you put your ego aside and bring somebody in who's better than you in that particular discipline.
Nice.
So what I try to do is I have a great jiu-jitsu coach, a Greco-Roman coach,
Nice.
a freestyle wrestling coach. We have Reikian, obviously. Mo Ellerwill, he's teaching kickboxing as well sometimes.
Nice.
And then what I try to do is just sort of put it together, so put the disciplines together for MMA. So, for example, you don't throw, it's not a good idea to throw a body kick, let's say, to a wrestler.
Yeah, true, because he can catch up. Yeah.
They go down, and then you're going to be basically in his world for the rest of that round.
Yeah, true.
So, just pretty obvious, I think, to someone who understands MMA, but if I can just kind of, install these ideas into the guys and then help them to apply each discipline to, when they're in the cage, if that makes sense.
True, of course, that makes sense. And also now with starting LFL, right? Because in the Netherlands, what you see overseas, especially in America, the United States, they all have local-based organizations where you can gain experience, if you know what I mean. Yeah. I personally think, I didn't grow up with martial arts. I watched a lot of martial arts. I started boxing now for like 5-6 years ago, just to stay fit, to understand also the sport more. But what you feel is you have to do a lot of training, but also do a lot of fights to gain experience and to grow as a boxer, or as an MMA artist, or as a kickboxer. So I think it's great to have a platform in the Netherlands, also, Donovan, to go to the organization. And also, you have a lot of guys in there. Also, like you said, Netherlands is a kickboxing country, but you also have a lot of high-profile kickboxers who made the switch to MMA, like Groenhart, for example. We had Jason Wilness also, who also now went to KSW, I think.
Yeah, he's actually he signed with LFL, but we have a partnership. We have like a partnership with KSW.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
We actually kind of helped put that deal together for Jason, because it's about helping these guys get to where they need to go.
Exactly.
We could have been difficult and said, he has a contract with us, but it's not about that. We were really happy to get Jason there, and True. KSW, mentioned us in the broadcast and stuff.
Nice.
So we were super happy with the whole thing. The only thing that would have made it better, basically, if Jason would have got the W, but his finger was
unfortunate. I saw that, man. He broke his when he was he wants to capture himself when he was falling, and he broke his middle finger. I saw it, man. Unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was a great fight up until then.
He was doing good. Yeah, it was a good fight. Yeah.
So happy! I'm happy for him, and we're gonna look at when his finger's back. He'll probably fight for us again next, maybe October time, something like that.
Nice.
And then, hopefully he'll be probably back in KSW early next year.
It's good to hear. Good to hear. Now it's also the 5th event now in a year, so you're going hard, Donovan. That's good to see. The next event is planned June 26th, also in Amsterdam. And all the shows until now are done in studio in het Gevestigd in Amsterdam.
The first two, was it 3 or 2?
I think I think the first 3 shows were in the studio, eh?
No, we were in the Kroonhotel.
Okay, in the Kroon Hotel. That was during the pandemic, where no audience and where no fans were allowed, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we did the last one in the Westergas.
Westergasfabriek. Yeah, that was the lineup with Tom Priest, a big name also in MMA. That was the inauguration also of the welterweight belt. The middleweight belt was that, The LFL middleweight belt. Yeah.
It was awesome to have Tom on the card. Great guy, actually. A friend of mine I met him on my travels in Canada. I used to go to TriStar to do my camps over there.
Okay.
We actually were in the dormitories. Have you heard of the TriStar dorms? I don't know if you've heard of those.
Yeah. I heard of those. Of course.
Yeah, well, me and Tom were actually in next rooms to each other. So, when we get up, we kind of go for breakfast together and stuff and train together. And
Nice.
I learned a lot from Tom. Great martial artist.
Yeah.
And when he got a free agent from UFC.
Yeah. But the question about that, Donovan. A question about that. Just a quick question about that, because I also think he was a very talented guy. I didn't understand why the UFC cut him. Because he also was doing okay, I think, also in the UFC, right? He wasn't doing bad.
He's a brilliant fighter. I think he was in there for like 8 years.
Yeah.
He's very injury prone. Like even when he on the show, he had like his meniscus was actually torn.
Okay.
That's why I had knee pads and everything on in the show. But he almost had to pull out, but it was like, because at this time I'm going to fight this guy with one leg. And obviously got the W in the second round, so that's a relief. But yeah, he's very injury prone. Had some, just general issues, and I think because he had to pull out at the last moments a few times in UFC. Yeah, I think they got a little. I don't know, like, okay, look, you need to work, get yourself healthy and fit, and come back to us, and we'll talk.
Check.
So he's sort of like on a single-minded mission to get back in the UFC.
Yeah.
So he kind of reached out to me. He says, "Look, let's keep me active."
Yeah, of course. But it's also good to have such a big name in the organization, like you also stated before. It's good to also work each other with other organizations, because like PR-wise, they mentioned the LFL name, and the other side is also good to be known as an organization who can bring up talent to the other top organizations. So I think it's works both ways, I think, Donovan. So that's good to hear.
Yeah.
And
100%.
Yeah. But a question there, because you train. Yeah, go ahead.
Just gonna say, we don't have to. The way I look at it is, it's obviously we want to be an amazing, successful business, but the way I see it is like it's for the guys, like my guys in the gym.
Yes.
If they've got a platform that they can go from like being a beginner amateur to an amateur to a professional to the big show. Yeah. I'm happy with that, and you're going to need allies to be able to do that, So I don't think if everyone's kind of like guarding their own corner and hating on other shows, no one's ever going to get anywhere.
True.
I think if we all just sort of, everyone I've spoke to, I've looked at hey, maybe we can work together in some way. And then surprisingly, people are like, yeah, why not? As opposed to everyone trying to sign everybody and keep everybody on their show because they want to do better than everybody else. There's enough eyeballs for this sport now for everybody to do well, So
True.
That's kind of my philosophy in terms of building the show, and I think it's going to pay dividends.
Yeah, I also think so in win-win situation. And besides that, the upcoming event is also gonna crown a lightweight champion, right? And Tom Breeze is also defending his belt against Ahmed Sami, I think. Yeah, that's correct. I'm also watching the cards. Yeah. And you got Felipe Micheletti. That's a former Glory kickboxing contender in the middleweight, I think. Yeah. Is he making his MMA debut?
He is. Yeah. He's gonna light heavy.
Yeah. Oh, light heavy. Okay.
He didn't really. He was like, just get me anybody, just make sure they don't pull out,
Yeah.
So yeah, we got him. The whole card's ridiculous, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks good. And how does
Gino just?
Yeah, it's the brother of the younger brother of Costello, right?
Yeah. He was gonna fight Marcelino, but he broke his hand. So
who broke his hand? Marcelino or Gino?
Gino.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah,
it's a shame, but he'll heal up and come back, I'm sure.
Yeah, that happens. Does he got a replacement for? Do you got a replacement for Marcelino?
We do, yeah. We just but Marcelino's he he he's the sort of fighter that likes to actually have a full training camp for that person, So he's not so keen on the opponent switch, which
Okay.
is a shame because I like Marcelino. He's an exciting fighter.
Yeah, yeah.
We against another kickboxer from Saeed's gym,
Okay, now, so
but
you have a replacement.
we do. Yeah, we
Okay,
have
nice.
a replacement. I don't think Marcelino's going to want to take it, so we're going to look for
Another
somebody
opponent.
else.
Oh, I understand, because he prefers a full training camp to focus on one opponent. Yeah, I understand. Everybody has his
Yeah.
preference in that. Okay, but it looks great. And Manuel Gacha, that's a guy is 7-0. I see he's fighting for the lightweight championship against Akoni Van Lis.
Yeah, so we're going to start at the top or the bottom.
Yeah, just start. Let's tell me. Just start from the bottom. I'm curious, Donovan. Yeah, let's start.
Get the card ahead of me now because
I see Carlos Zoa against Robbie Kemna, according to topology.
This Carlos, have you seen his fight so far, Carlos, the amateur kid?
I see Carlos against Robbie Kemna.
Yeah, so he's Marcelino's little brother from. He lives up in Groningen, I think.
Okay, check.
So I'll start from the bottom here. So we have, let's see. Yeah, we're going to open up with Carlos Zoa against Robbie Kemna.
Yeah.
Exciting fight. Carlos, the funny thing is, his dad's an ex-professional, right? Professional kickboxer.
Okay. I saw that.
And he really,
yeah.
He wasn't sure whether to let Carlos fight in the beginning the first time, with his little boy and stuff, but man, I mean, he knocked the dude out we fought, so I think he's over that now. But in the second fight, he fought Arthur Derijk. He was a real talented guy.
Yeah.
Got the W there, so the sky's the limit for that kid as well, I would say. Robbie, I don't know much about, but his coach is very excited about him, so we're going to see how that goes.
Check.
We have Cedric Manoff. He's going to be on the card as well against, let's see, Saeed Tojar.
Okay.
To fight. Interesting fight because Cedric's such a high-level kickboxer, but this Saeed's a really well-rounded guy,
Nice.
So if Cedric really has to keep it on the feet, he's going to have a hard time, to be honest. But, Cedric's been training MMA a couple of years also now, so it's interesting. We have Alan Nader from the Belgium.
Check.
Solid guy. Against, let's have a look, Milani Simovic. He's a Serbian guy. He really excited to be on the card. He's a lot more experience than Alan, but he was very confident in beating Alan. So they both like the match. We threw on the card,
Is there something in place also? Do you? Is there something in place to make sure that there are even matchup, Donovan? Do you look at that?
Do I look at it?
Yeah, or are there organizations who look at that, or the coaches? Because that's important, right? You don't want to have a very unexperienced guy against a very experienced guy to get beat up. I was just curious if you look at that, or as an organization, to have a fair fight, so said.
Yeah, of course. Well, you want it to be fair, but you want it to be exciting.
Of course, it must be competitive. Of course, yes, sure.
The thing is like, for example, if you've got an 0-0 guy debut against a guy who's like 0-2,
yeah,
but he's got like 5 years experience. You don't really know how it's going to go down, so you have to kind of, that's part of the excitement of the show, right?
Yeah,
you don't know how it's going to work out.
True.
You've got, for example, if you've got like a high-level kickboxer against a high-level wrestler, it's like who can impose their will in the fight,
True.
So you never really know
how the fight goes. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So you have to experience. Yeah, you have to experience that and match them up. That's true.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
continue.
So we Alan Nader,
Yeah.
I told you that one already. Then we've got Jermaine van der Weert. He's a Dutch guy. It's like a carbon kickboxer.
Check. Amsterdam.
He's gonna fight Amar Nasser. This guy I don't know too much about, but the match fixers seem to like this matchup.
Both 0-0, eh? Yeah, both 0-0.
Both one's 0-2, the other guy's 0-0.
Oh no, okay, check.
We had the Van Steenis against Marcelino, but that fight's not going to happen now. We've got Amari Deirdrick against Yulibai Atava.
Check.
And this is an interesting fight because you've got like a solid Dutch style kickboxer. I think he's got 4 or 5 fights in Glory.
Check.
Then you've got this Russian karate champion in Yulibai.
Okay, interesting.
So it's interesting to see like which style's gonna like win out there, because obviously you got Dutch kickboxing solid, but you got also the tricky footwork in and out movement from the karate guy. So I'm also pretty excited to see that fight too.
Nice.
This one's a bang. I don't know if you know Remco van der Brink.
No, it doesn't say much now. Maybe if I see him, no. Remco van der Brink against Robert Valentin. That's the matchup, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know Remco van der Brink. No, I can see a picture. I don't know him yet. No, not yet.
Like a Sambo champion, undefeated amateur, undefeated pro.
Ooh, okay.
Guys that everybody pulls out on,
Yeah. They want a heavy wrestling game. Check.
Yeah, and you got Robert Valentine, who's just an absolute madman. I really like this guy. He's like, he wants to fight every week,
Yeah, that's.
He's under. He called me. He's like, hey, listen, I can't get a fight in my organization until October. Please get me a fight. So like, look, the only guy we've got available, opponent just pulled out is this guy. He's actually the weight division above Robert. He's like, yeah, put me in. Do you want to speak to your coach? Like, no, I want this fight, so.
Okay, does he normally fight as middleweight?
He does, yeah. He's contracted to Aries. He fights for Aries.
Okay, check. Yeah, that's based in France, mainly focused on France and North Africa mainly, I think, huh? Aries.
Mostly France.
France also, yeah.
He's the guy behind it.
Yes.
He's about his business, and he's done a fantastic job.
Check.
With the organization there.
Nice.
But because he couldn't keep him busy, he's allowed him to fight somewhere else.
Nice. Now, so he's fighting at light heavyweight now, just because he won the fight. So he's moving up. Yeah. Nice.
But he's a big boy, He's got a good record. He's a friend of Alistair's as well, so I believe Alistair's going to be cornering him on the event.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
And Donovan, what about these weight cuts? Do you watch that? Do you monitor that? But because sometimes what I read in the media, that's crazy, man. Some guys like cut 20 kilos, 15 kilos. Are there rules in place to monitor that, or is that the responsibility of the fighter himself?
It's fun, man. I actually used to cut a lot of weight myself, to be honest. But it's above sort of 10 kgs. That tends to be more of an American thing,
Yeah. Oh, okay. Check. Okay.
As long as you're not sort of burn yourself out in the sauna too long.
No,
you can lose sort of like let's say 6 to 8 kilos just by dieting.
That's healthy. I think maximum until 10 kilos if you do it over time with a good diet. That's healthy. But above that, what I read, you see also some fighters on the scale, they're falling off, not walking well. That's bad. But okay, check.
Yeah, if you bring it down with sort of like food and like you can sort of manipulate your water intake a little bit,
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true. But that's a fight to watch also. Remco van den Brink against Robert Valentine. That's a banger. You promised that. I will keep that in mind.
This fight I'm very excited for. Just because Robert's he's insane, this guy, but he maybe getting Remco's head a little bit because he's so crazy. We'll see how it pans out. It's one of them you don't really know how it's going to work out. Also with the with Amari and the karate guy. Like, I'm not really sure how that's going to turn out either.
Yeah, I'm gonna also watch that. Close eye.
We got Tyrone against Liam. This is a good fight. Tyrone's. I know Tyrone. I used to train with him actually. He's a great jiu-jitsu player.
Tyrone Gaffaro, you talking about, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, again, Liam Etabar. Okay, check. Okay. Welterweight.
Yeah, Tyrone's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, but what happened is Paul Lamont got a hold of him and really worked on his stand-up.
Nice.
So his stand-up's got good, and then he doesn't have to kind of worry about getting taken down because the guy's an animal on the ground. So he's moving a bit quickly, fighting a 7-0 guy in Liam. Liam's a very slick stand-up guy.
Yeah.
And obviously he's been game for a while, so I mean he can handle himself on the ground as well.
Nice.
But Tyrone's serious about this. So he's really determined. So he's kind of, I think he's like 3-0. Sorry, 3-1.
Yeah.
And Liam's 7-0.
Yeah.
But the only person to actually beat Tyrone is Lewis Cater, and obviously we've seen how that guy is going. You know, so it's
yeah, true.
It's not such a bad thing
to lose from it. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because the kid's a monster. I mean,
of course.
And Tyrone's really grown since that as well. So
nice.
We'll have to see how that one works out. I'm also really interested to see how it plays out. Then you've got Felipe against Virgil.
Yeah, that's at that light heavyweight, right? Felipe Micheletti against Virgin Audrin. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Check.
Go on. Yeah. Sorry, man. Yeah. So.
How old is your daughter, Donovan?
She's 5.
Oh,
yeah.
She's 5. Okay. I know. They're always busy. Too much energy.
Yeah. But she's good, man. Great kid. She was born here.
Nice.
So
nice.
Full Dutch. And she speaks both Dutch and English.
That's good. There's 2 languages. You grew up 2 languages. Because you're can I call her your wife? Your wife is Dutch, right? You met her in the Netherlands, huh?
She's from Suriname.
Okay, from Suriname. Okay, check. Yeah, that's basically also Dutch. You know, they have a lot of history with the Netherlands. So yeah. But that's also a good fight to watch, Donovan. He's making his debut. So I'm also wondering, because I'm especially I was surprised, like how Wilnis, like Groenhard, the transition they made to MMA. It's like they're okay. Yeah, it's hard to make that transition, but how I watch them, how they're making their debut, they're fighting well, Donovan, to be honest. So I'm very curious to see how Felipe does it.
Yeah. I mean, Felipe is training with the Ferenczi brothers, the Pitbull brothers in Brazil.
Oh, right, okay. So he got a great camp also there with. Okay.
You know what they're doing over there. He's manages the same manager as Anderson Silva and stuff. So the pedigree's there. You know.
Yeah, he got the backing. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
So we'll see how he turns out. I mean, the kid he's fighting is no slouch either. You know. So we'll have to see how that works out, because he's a lot more well-rounded than Felipe. But I mean, Felipe is just a monster. So
standing also, yeah, of course.
Yes, who can impose their will.
Yeah, and if you listen to the camp, if you're training with the Pitbull, etc. So I'm very curious how his ground game also is going to be, because that camp also great ground game camp. So see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think the takedown defense and getting back to the feet.
Yeah, true. I also mentioned it, like Alex Pereira, also all the Glory guys, man. They're making great debuts, a great development in MMA also. So I was very surprised how they're all going good. So let's see what happens with Felipe now.
Yeah, let's see. It's cool that he's starting with us as well, you know. So
yeah.
I think we've got him for 3 fights. So that could be fantastic, to have somebody like that start their career with us.
Absolutely.
Also, he fought Tarver as well, didn't he? The Dutch guy.
Who?
He fought Louis Tarver in Glory.
Yeah.
So and he's also doing a little bit of MMA. So you never know in the future what might happen.
Yeah, because I thought but they're all guys.
Anyway, what we got next? Manuel against Akon. Do you know much of any of these guys?
No, I read something about Manny Ogaja. Seems to be a great prospect. I read of him that he also UFC want to sign him at the Contender Series. Is that correct, or is that false information that I read?
He competed in the Contender Series to get in, I think it was.
Oh, okay. He was competing. Okay, check.
Yeah. He just he didn't get the W there, but I don't think it counts on your record because it's 7-0.
Okay, clear.
He's got a lot better since then.
Clear.
That was a year or so ago.
Clear.
And then Akon.
Vanlis, I see. Yeah.
This kid's he's like a bit of a star in the UK. You know, he's on one of those reality shows, like a Big Brother type thing.
Okay.
So he's like a good following, very entertaining guy.
Nice.
Good. He's also from the Renegade. You know, trains with Leon Edwards.
Oh, nice.
So he's training with the best guys.
Solid camp. So that's why he's also fighting for the LFL inauguration at the lightweight championship.
It is, yeah. Of course. And I mean, his loss is against Alfie Davis in Bellator, who's a real solid fighter, you know. So he definitely belongs in there with Emmanuel. I mean, I just have to see how that one goes. It's another one of them. Like, I got no idea. If you ask me who's going to win, it's tough to call on this card, really.
Yeah. It's great. It seems all great matchups. So very curious, Donovan. That's the co-main event of the card, right? Yeah.
And then we've got. I mean, we've got Tom against Ahmed Sami on the top of the card, but on the face of it, it looks like a gimme fight. But this Ahmed Sami, he hasn't lost in I think 8 years. It's on like a 7-fight win streak.
Yeah, clear.
And Tom likes to stand. Like, I think Tom's shot once in his whole MMA career. One time.
Check.
And the guy who was fighting Ahmed Sami, he just stood with Yusli Bulgari the whole fight.
Oh, okay.
Managed to eke out a win over Yusli. I mean, Yusli, he's gone a distance with Adesanya. He's, I think, a win over Pereira too, right? Or at least he fought Pereira, Yusli, in glory.
Yeah. He fought, definitely he fought Pereira. Correct. He lost one time. I think he won, and the second one he lost by KO. I think that's correct. Yeah, true.
Yes, I mean this guy's been in there with the best, and I mean literally the whole fight was contested on the feet. So if you look at it from that perspective, I mean, is Tom's stand-up as good as Yusri's? I don't know. I don't think so. You know, I mean,
Yusri's a beast standing. Yeah, he's a beast, man. Long, rangy, also. Yeah, true.
Yeah, so if you think of it like that, this fight's going to be on the feet. Tom doesn't shoot. Ahmed Sami just stood with Yusuf Bulgari and is undefeated for 8 years.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you got yourself a competitive fight, you know. So very interested to see what this Ahmed's limits are. Can he get the W? You know, we'll have to see. You know, maybe he can take Tom's belt.
And see if Tom can defend this title. And that's crazy to know, man. I didn't know he shot one time in all his career, because what I saw of him, of his ground game, that's high level stuff, man, Donovan, to be honest, what I saw at the level LFL 4. Huh?
Very high level.
Very high level, yeah, man. Especially if you see it from cage size, you know, to see how that works, man. Those guys are great technique, man. High level stuff.
If you look at what happened, David shot on him.
Yeah, true.
Twice.
True.
Tom is not trying to shoot. He just, if you end up on the ground, he's like, no problem. But
true.
That's one of the reasons why he can step in the way he does, because he's not afraid to be on the ground.
Especially, that's a big advantage in MMA. Yeah, if you have that background that you get, like Oliveira we see in the UFC, you know, he's so comfortable on his back that he can do this crazy stuff when he's standing. Correct.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the card.
So definitely looking forward to it. I also told you already, Donovan, I'm gonna be there. So to close the interview, and we definitely gonna do a follow-up. I have still 2 questions, Donovan, because we have a pro league and we have an amateur league, right?
Yes.
And because I followed the show from the start, from the first show, and there were some explanation that there's some structure for the amateur league and the pro league, that a couple of the divisions are with a couple of fighters, you fight for a prize. Is that still the case, or did that change, Donovan?
Yeah, so we're gonna honor what we said, of course, but one thing I overlooked,
Yeah,
I was really excited to like give these guys the opportunity and yada yada. But the thing is, you can imagine how hard it is to put a professional card on where people are actually making money from the
of
fights.
course,
Well,
of
the
course,
amateur guys, they've all got jobs. They've all got jobs
of
and
course.
it's their university, school. So it's like, hey, I can't do that day. I can't do this day. Yeah, this happened. I'm having a baby, all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is just like kind of like we're going to give everybody in the tournament a chance to fight 3 times.
Okay.
And then we're going to take the total scores, the KOs, the finishes, and we're still going to honor what we said. So someone will go to TriStar Gym and get everything that we said.
Okay.
But it's going to be difficult to sort of like if we have to wait for everybody to be free of university and their job to be able to score the points. It's going to take till like 2030 to like call a winner, So
yeah, I understand.
we're going to give it till maybe, I'd say early next year.
Check.
Give everybody the chance to fight who wants to fight, and then we're still keeping tabs on everybody who's won.
Check.
And whoever has the most points and KOs at that point, we are going to send them to TriStar.
Check, and that's for the amateur league, right? And you have a couple. Does a division have a maximum amount of fighters, or do they have to fight like 4 or 5 times to get the prize? How does that work, Donovan?
Yeah, so in LFL 1 we explained everything. It's basically we have 4 people in 70, 77, and 84, and all 4 in each division fight each other.
Yeah, correct.
And then whoever is so obviously like a football table, how that would work.
Exactly.
After everybody's fought each other, one person's going to have 9 points, one will have 0 or 3, what have you, and whoever has got like a KO or a finish or submission, that will go down as like an away goal, if you like.
Yeah,
think of it in football terms.
Yeah, with extra, you get extra points for that, right?
Yeah, so if you've got 2 people, say both scored 9, and say they have 3 wins, but one guy finishes with 3 KOs,
yeah,
he gets the prize. If a guy, finishes 3 decisions, then he's not going to get the prize, if that makes sense.
It makes sense. It definitely makes sense. It does, but you're also competing not only with your own division, right? It's like it's based on the single league table, right? At the end, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
So you have the 12 guys, 370, 377, and 384.
Yes.
And guys who aren't able to compete, well, obviously they're going to get no points. And the guys who have been able to follow through with the tournament and compete in each show, they will be the guys who will be able to go through. So, for example, Carlos Soa still on in Javi Rora, Rikisho, Sofian, and so on. The guys who are still competing, they've got a chance to win.
Yeah, they're competing for the prize to go to TriStar Gym. Because I do this weekly show with my co-host. When I told him that there is also an amateur league with the end prize, you can win also the trip to TriStar Gym. He didn't believe me, so now he got the confirmation of you. Yeah, I also told him but he's hard to convince sometimes. But now I have it on tape, so we can listen to it. I'm just kidding.
But
You
can keep this and take it back to me when the tournament's finished.
Yeah, no, but that's it's like he was like, no, that's good to hear. It's like people are not. How you say that? Gewend, zeg maar, used to have an organization who also have that kind of prizes. So he was very surprised that he also thought it was a very good thing also to gain experience. Besides the training you can get, also the contacts you can get over there. It's a great experience, man, for an upcoming amateur guy, I think, Donovan. So well done on that side.
My contacts also, it kind of stems from there. I mean, every Monday you're training with the best guy in the world, like GSP.
Exactly.
He teaches there every
exactly.
So like you really get to understand MMA so much better, and the classes are incredible there. Like I learned so much while I was there. Better than any gym I've ever been to be honest, in terms of getting an understanding from MMA. There's so much expertise there. It's insane.
It's huge.
It's nice to be able to give back to the lads, and it's actually the reason why we've got so little amateurs on the card, because we're trying to clear those guys through so we can call a winner and then we can send them. And then
that's very nice.
I don't know if we'll do the same thing next year, or if maybe change the structure a little bit next season.
Check.
We'll still give away great prizes, but we have to kind of really look at the way we're going to do that, because it's not realistic. We realize now to keep a tournament.
That's also comes and goes with with the starting organization. You learn on the way, so that's good to hear. And also in Dutch, when I do the podcast, Donovan, from the start, I also cover that part also of the amateur league as the pro league. So if I have questions, I will just contact you and explain it also to the public here. So that's just good to hear. And in short, the professional league is set up different, right? And how many divisions you got now in the pro league? Are there 4 divisions? Feather, light, welter, and middle? And light heavyweight is also added now, right?
Well, we plan to get through around them all, basically.
Okay, check.
We obviously, like we discussed earlier, we've only been running since last year, May of last year. So the goal is to, we're talking some streaming platforms now, get picked up by one of those.
Nice.
And we'd like to do, 10 shows a year if possible.
Oh, that's nice. 12. That's nice, man.
Yeah. So just really, we're doing actually a new talent show. So we have new talent.
Nice.
And then you go to amateurs, and then you go to professionals. So one thing, when I was fighting, I there was not really a clear path as to how you do get to the UFC and these bigger shows.
Yeah.
Is that something we're trying to sort of remedy through LFL? It's like, okay, you join the new talent, you do well there, you go to the amateur leagues. Do well in the amateur leagues, you go to the professional. Do well in professionals, you become champ, and then you get picked up by KSW, by Aries, by UFC, Bellator, and so on.
Yeah. Because every region, like you said, every region, like in the UK, you have Cage Warriors, you got KSW in Poland, you got the Irish like in France. So it's good to see. That's also now, like you stated, the organization Dutch in Netherlands who does that, Donovan.
Exactly, and me and Bart sort of discussed a lot of how to do this, and obviously he's super. Even like the branding, he's obviously a Dutch football fan, so that's where the orange comes from, to Dutchify, if you like.
Yeah, I understand. No, that's good to know. Good to know. Yeah, the orange color of the Dutch national. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so that was sort of like where it comes from, and obviously, I'd like to get my guys from the gym through the show when the time's right. So everyone's. Any Dutch fighters out there? Obviously, you've got the other leagues too, brilliant leagues, VFLs.
Of course, yeah. But they do. I didn't watch that a lot, but they do only MMA, or also they also mix it with kickboxing, Donovan.
I think Melbourne does them separately.
They do. They also do kickboxing, right?
Yeah, VFL MMA, and then the kickboxing show. Better known.
Yeah, that's why
they do. Good job versus MMA down there, down south. They're doing a great job, keeping the guys busy.
Nice.
Sometimes some of the fighters from there on our show and vice versa. So great guys doing a good job.
Yeah.
So
I have to cover that more, but I have some contacts with Anissa, also a kickboxer, former kickboxer woman, also who covers WFL. So that's good to know, Donovan. That's good to know.
Yeah. I know Haroon. I could put you in touch with him.
Nice.
He's from Versus. Super nice guy.
Nice.
So, between us all, I think we can keep these guys busy and start to. Because there's no reason why those genetics that have gone into the glory, and the Dutch just took over the world, didn't they, with the kickboxing?
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't aware that we're such a kickbox country, but everywhere when they speak about the Dutch fighters, they also always talk about the kickboxing. Yeah, that's a very high level in the Netherlands, Donovan. True.
Yes, I mean, there's no reason why we can't do the same with MMA.
Exactly.
Has the same genetics, right?
Exactly.
These guys are
It just
able to
depends.
do that.
Yeah, you have to, well, like you said, like how you build up your gym with all the the specific training and disciplines, and if you have that also combined with the organization where you can fight once time a month, that's great. But I also have people. I'm like 36 now, but I know a lot of younger people. When I told them about LFL, they're young, like 18, 19, 20, with me in the gym, and they're like, what I'm going to do in my future, kickboxing, boxing, or MMA. But when they see such a platform, they really reconsider what they want to do. That's great to hear. Also to see that they have the opportunity.
Great.
So that's good. And you also have a great, how you call it, a color commentator, Robin Black, or is that he's the color commentator, right?
He is.
Yeah.
Robin's great. He's such
a great guy, man. A great mind.
Great help, and he's been around the game a lot. So he's someone look to for some advice as well about everything, and he's always there to help out. And I couldn't have done without him, man. He's a real positive force in the show.
Nice. And
we're very sorry. Yeah.
No. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we're a very small team, but everybody's it wouldn't be possible to do without
that's
any one guy.
It's not
been tough, but
it's not about the amount of people. You have to the right people around you, then you can get a lot of things done, I think, Donovan.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And what I want to ask, do you also have a guest commentator on the next event? Can you tell it already, or?
We've got Yusri Bulgaru.
Yeah, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, he's going to jump on the commentary for us like an analyst.
Nice.
It made sense because he knows half of the card, actually,
of course,
probably more. And he actually fought against Ahmed Sami in his last fight. So
nice.
If Ami was to get a win there, you never know. He might get a stiff challenge from Yusri from the commentary.
Because he also now made the transition to MMA. Yusri is also good at UAE Warriors, right?
Yeah. I was there watching live.
Nice.
The fight.
Nice.
Ahmed. So,
nice.
Yeah, he's doing great. I think he's like 4-1, something like this.
Yeah, 4-1 now. Correct. He lost one fight, or 3-1 or 4-1. He lost one fight and won 3 or 4. Correct. So that's good to see. That's
against Ahmed Sami, the guy who's on the card.
Yeah, against. Oh, he won against him or lost.
No, Ahmed Sami actually got a decision.
Okay, so that's the only loss. Check. So that might be something. If Ahmed Sami wins there, you might call him out or something.
Maybe he gets in the cage after.
Yeah.
You know.
That would be great. That would be great. That I'm gonna watch close eye on that also. And one thing I want to say: how did you get the Octagon announcer? There's also a passionate guy, Donovan.
Who's that? Sorry.
The Octagon announcer.
Which one? The ones from the beginning? The Jesse.
I thought. Oh no! The last time he wasn't there, right? No, a guy with long hair.
Yeah, that was interesting. One of the first production teams we were working with. Sadly, we don't work with them now. But
he left. Okay, but he had something, man. I was all.
He did. He's busy though, and it hurts his throat. He's in a band also, so like the whole night of screaming.
But you need that kind of character, for organization that is very recognizable. If you understand what I mean, that's why I was looking at him, and he always was on my mind. That I didn't notice he wasn't there the last time because I was also backstage connecting with a lot of people. But okay.
Yeah, it's cool, Jess. I'm gonna reach out to him, see if he's free. But last time I spoke to him, he was going to be busy on 2026.
Check. What is his name? Donovan?
Jesse.
Jesse.
I don't know his second offhand, but he's Jesse. Yeah.
Okay, that's just a check.
Yeah,
Great guy. But to close it off, Donovan, that's a lot of info for me to absorb. I want to thank you very much for your time also. And of course, I'm gonna do a follow-up, and like we discussed, Donovan, I also want to cover the event, so if I can speak to a couple of the fighters on the card, maybe to Yusri, we're gonna pick that up let's pick that up offline,
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. And so we can...
Talk to the Dutch guys, or we'll talk about it after, but I'll get you in touch with everybody you need to, and it's going to be fun. And yeah, like you say, you're very welcome. We'll get you cage side.
Yeah, that's nice. I'm also going to be at the event, of course, and it's at the Amsterdam Westergasfabriek, the 22nd of June. So that will be great, and for the listeners and the watchers of the show, I'll also do a follow-up covering the event with interviews. So watch out for that. And Donovan, for now, thank you very much.
No problem.
We will keep in contact, and this long weekend, but businessmen are you don't have any free time, I think, Donovan? Or do you have some?
Now, with the 3 weeks out,
it's very busy,
yeah, my friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my Pinkster weekend now because we're free now. I have a regular job, but Monday is a free day, so yeah, thank you. And I'm gonna close the show. Luisteraars, kijkers, ook bedankt in ieder geval. Dit was dan Bloedsport, in ieder geval 1 op 1. De 15e aflevering. De volgende aflevering zullen jullie ook weer gauw weer horen en zien. Vervolg geven aan de show ook vooruitkijkend op het LFL-event, wat dus plaatsvindt op 26 juni in het Westergasfabriek. Bedankt voor jullie aandacht en in ieder geval tot de volgende aflevering.